Arirang Special.
Guys, if you ever come to Korea, here is the place you definitely need to stop by. We are here at Noryang Fisheries Wholesale Market, which is one of the most popular in Korea and the biggest fish market in Seoul. 안녕하세요. 이게 광어예요?
예, 강어예요.
큰 거 있어요?
큰 거 여기 큰 거 있어요.
이게 자연산이에요? 양식산이에요?
양식산이에요.
맛있어요?
맛있죠. 아주 고소해요.
So flatfish is Koreans' favorite raw fish, but that person just told me it's even better when it's raised by fish farming? This is interesting.
A sharp blade slices fresh flatfish in what will be an amazing transformation of this popular fish species, mostly eaten raw in Korea. This is the UK, a downtown area of London. Korean Flatfish, which was shipped 2 days ago, has arrived in the UK today. This restaurant is famous not only among locals, but among foreign tourists as well.
I expected it to be fishier. I expected the Korean flatfish to be a little bit fishier and not as mild, but it was delicious. It was mild and easy to eat.
How did this journey begin? The popularity of Korean flatfish can be attributed largely to the ideal fish farming conditions of Jeju Island, a UNESCO World Heritage Site known for its clean waters and scenic landscape. About 25,000 tons of flatfish are grown on Jeju annually, accounting for 60% of the entire domestic production and for over 90% of flatfish exported overseas. This is one of the flatfish farms on the island. Farmers are busy moving the flatfish ahead of shipping. The fleshy fish vibrantly flash their tails. Flatfish is sorted by size and weight. They're then loaded onto trucks alive. The fish arrive to their overseas destinations alive. This farm ships flatfish for exports almost every day. Founded in 2010, this company grew rapidly in just 5 years. In 2014, it was designated by the Ministry of Oceans and Fisheries as a leading flatfish exporter. It was also Korea's first to launch flatfish exports to the European Union. The secret of the outstanding taste of flatfish farmed by this company lies in the unique feed for fish. The company developed its own feed by using a special ingredient. The ingredient helps remove fishy smell and improve the taste of flatfish. It's none other than a plant called prickly pear.
예, 광어한테 좋은 사료를 주는데 거기에 몸에 좋은 백년초 발효된 것을 같이 주고 있습니다.
The prickly pear grows on Jeju Island. It's rich in polyphenols, flavonoids, and food fiber, all of which have a profound effect on improving the taste of flatfish.
이런 기능성 물질이 일반 광어에 비해서 10배 내지 20배 이상 축적이 되어 간다는 겁니다. 그래서 소비자는 일반 광어에 비해서 백년초 광어를 먹음으로써 이런 건강 기능성 물질들을 우리가 반대급부적으로 섭취를 하는 것이고
Some flatfish farms have remodeled their facilities to improve the quality of their produce. This fish farm looks different from an ordinary farm, even at a glance. The first thing that catches the eye is workers carefully laying sand on the floor of the aquarium. They look like farmers preparing soil for crops, but in fact, they are doing this for flatfish. In natural conditions, flatfish live in sand. Unlike other farms that use stones, this fish farm raises flatfish in a 12-centimeter thick layer of sand to make the fish feel at home. Another surprising thing is that there is no roof in the aquarium. The sunlight is blocked using black shades because flatfish can only survive in waters of about 17 degrees Celsius. How does this farm manage to grow flatfish without covering the aquarium with a roof?
그거는 여기 우리 제주도에는 땅속에서 바닷물이 아주 풍부하게 나옵니다. 그 바닷물 수온이 연중 17도이기 때문에 그 지하 해수를 넣어줌으로써 그 수온 조절이 가능합니다.
Thanks to ground seawater that is supplied around the clock, the temperature of water at the farm stays at 16 to 17 degrees Celsius even during the scorchingly hot and freezing weather. This nature-friendly farm raises flatfish in natural conditions. It was originally the idea of its CEO, who comes from the first generation of flatfish producers. The farm's production and the quality of its fish improved dramatically since it began to use sand and ground seawater, which help reduce stress received by farmed fish. As a result of its arduous efforts, this farm was the world's first to acquire the Global GAP certification, an international fisheries certification given only to fish farms that pass all 235 strict criteria. In other words, this farm has gained worldwide recognition for the superb quality of its produce.
일반 양어장에 비해서 관리하기는 좀 불편합니다. 모래 속에 있는 고기를 꺼내서 선별하려면 숨어 있기 때문에 그런데 좀 불편하고, 그러나 맛이나 품질 면에서는 일반 광어보다 훨씬 월티 소비자들이 선호하고 있기 때문에 그런데 보람을 느끼고 있습니다.
Thanks to the painstaking efforts of fish farmers, the public now finds farmed flatfish to be even tastier than naturally grown ones. It's also the fish of choice among Koreans when it comes to raw fish, known as hue in Korean. While some people have been trying to find the difference between farmed and naturally grown flatfish, in fact, there is no significant difference between the two in terms of taste and nutritive value. Rich in protein and containing little fat, flatfish is widely known for its unique chewy taste.
광어에는 그 콜라겐 함량이 높아서 단단하고 그 광어 특유의 육질을 가지고 있고요. 그리고 광어는 저지방 고단백질 식품이어서 다이어트에도 상당한 도움이 됩니다. 광어는 저지방 식품이긴 하지만 DHA, EPA와 같은 고도불포화 지방산이 다량 함유되어 있어서 두뇌 건강이라든지 심혈관계 질환을 예방하는 데 많은 도움이 됩니다.
Until the 1980s, flatfish was quite pricey because it was mostly caught in the ocean. This breeding research center played a pivotal role in making flatfish more available for the public. The history of flatfish farming in Korea began in the early 1980s with the founding of a flatfish hatchery in affiliation with the National Fisheries Research and Development Institute. It has grown into a mecca of flatfish farming that continues to develop fish farming technologies. The successful farming of flatfish was a meaningful milestone in the history of fish farming in Korea. At a time when most of the farms specialized in growing seaweed and shellfish, the industrialization of flatfish farming paved the way for the advancement of fish farming technologies in the nation. At the initial stages, flatfish farmers used Japanese technologies, but after the 2000s, Korean technology significantly surpassed those of Japan, becoming the world's best. It has been 3 decades since Korean researchers began to study flatfish farming. Now, Korean flatfish farmers are poised to develop next-generation products. They plan to do so by developing new flatfish species. These 2 species differ in size noticeably. How is it possible? Flatfish usually spawn in spring. The eggs hatch 2 or 3 days later. Young fish have their eyes on different size at first. But on the 16th day after hatching, their eyes gradually move onto one side of the head. About 60 days later, they become fully grown with both eyes on one side of the head. The difference in size becomes remarkable when the fish are 10 months old. The newly bred species grows 43% faster than regular flatfish and 114% faster than naturally grown species. The newly bred species also look similar to naturally grown ones, especially as customers prefer flatfish of a rounded shape. Research into flatfish breeding has reached its 5th generation. When researched fish turn 11 months old, they are tagged with chips to control their population. Their gender, size, and weight are recorded thoroughly. Then, their fins are cut off for genetic tests, which help researchers identify and cultivate better genes. So far, farms that test newly bred species of flatfish have received positive feedback. Fishermen hold their hopes high for newly developed species. Fast growth does not only mean shorter periods of cultivation, it also translates into cost saving for fish farmers and more money to invest in improving facilities. In the long term, it also means stronger international competitiveness for flatfish farmers.
실제로 해외 시장에서는 터봇이나 할리벗에 비해서 넙치가 높은 가격으로 형성이 되고 있어서 아마 지금보다 조금 양식 생산성을 높여서 국제 경쟁을 갖는다면 충분히 우리나라 넙치가 세계 시장을 제패하는데 큰 무리가 없을 것으로 생각합니다.
All these people gathered here for one reason, to buy Korean flatfish. So now is 4 in the morning. Yes, 4 a.m. It's really cheerful, right? These days, Korean flatfish has been really popular, not only in Korea, but also all over the world.
This international fisheries fair opened in Shanghai, China. It drew more than 400 fisheries companies from around the world seeking to establish a presence in the massive Chinese market. One of them is a Korean firm specializing in flatfish farming. You can see a long line of visitors standing in front of its pavilion. Many companies think that marketing raw flatfish in China is difficult because Chinese consumers are not used to eating fish raw, but this firm proved otherwise.
我觉得刚刚那个寿司超级好吃，鱼很鲜，然后米饭也很糯，反正挺好吃的，而且鱼也蛮有特色的，就这边平常都没有吃到嘛，酱汁也很好吃。我之前没有，不过今天吃了以后知道了。
In addition to raw flatfish, the firm introduced a variety of dishes made with fresh flatfish. Korean flatfish received rave reviews at this international fair for its eco-friendliness and outstanding taste. Many buyers rushed to hold business consultations with the firm.
예, 지금 현재 우리 수출하면서 일본하고 미국에 수출하고 있습니다. 제1시장은 전통적으로 일본이고요. 제2시장이 미국입니다. 근데 지금 일본 수출 쪽에 좀 힘이 든 부분이 있습니다. 그래서 제3세계 시장을 뚫기 위해서 가장 인접하고 우리나라와 인접하고 인구가 많은 중국을 공략하고 있습니다.
Although exports of Korean flatfish have been rising steadily, the range of countries importing it is quite limited. This points to the need to further diversify marketing channels in order to cater to the global market. This company imports and distributes fish in London. Since last year, it has been importing Korean flatfish, mostly fresh refrigerated fish. It was the first European market for Korean flatfish. It even managed to beat turbot, which dominated the European market before.
광어를 수입하게 된 이유는요, 저희가 그전에는 프랑스산 터봇이라고 불리는 비슷한 종인데요. 그 터봇을 수입해서 썼었는데 문제가 좀 꽤 많이 생겼던 것 같아요. 좀 질적인 면에서 좀 문제가 많이 생겼고, 그리고 선도 문제도 있었고요. 그러다 보니까 이 회나 사심으로 쓰기에는 적합하지가 않은 거죠. 그러던 찰나에 이제 제주 아일랜드에서 나오는 이 광어를 저희들이 접하고 나서 너무 좀 질적인 면도 좋고 맛도 괜찮고 너무 좋았고, 그래서 지금 저희가 이 제품을 영국에 있는, 특히 런던에 있는 하이엔드, 그러니까 고급 레스토랑을 타겟으로 해서 지금 프로모션을 하고 있는 상황입니다.
It takes about 48 hours to ship flatfish from Korea to the UK distributors and a half day more to deliver the fish to local restaurants. Nonetheless, it remains as fresh as when it was just caught. The fish arrives at an upscale restaurant in downtown London. It buys Korean flatfish once or twice a week.
Because most of farming fish are quite smelly, like it tastes like artificial taste. But this one is very natural, and texture is very gentle and soft, tender.
So far, the results of flatfish exports to the UK have been encouraging. Dishes made with Korean flatfish have become popular with the restaurant customers from all over the world. But Korean flatfish farms have yet to figure out how to expand the exports of their produce, not only to the UK, but to other countries as well.
Europe, especially London, is very, very competitive. So lots of food supply from all over the world try to sell their products. So marketing-wise, price-wise, because importing from Korea is already got disadvantage because of logistics. So price-wise, it's a bit tough. But I think the quality was very competitive. So as long as the government or whoever support their marketing or promotion would work better.
그러니까 그 시장이 그 8월 시장이 엄청나게 커요. 그래서 저희들이 만약에 그 시장을 공략을 한다면은 충분히 이 8월 시장도 충분히 가능성이 있다고 생각을 합니다.
Fish farmers continue to exert efforts to expand the flatfish market. This farm recently renovated its facilities with the help of government subsidies. It installed ozone filters to purify seawater used in fish breeding to prevent disease and enhance productivity.
양시장에서는 필수적인 하나의 장치로서 저희가 이제 도입되어서 이제 적용하고 있는 것입니다.
Another fish farm in Korea has installed electric filters. Preliminary tests showed that seawater disinfected by electric filters raises flatfish survival rate from 60% to 94%. Such efforts are aimed at raising the level of Korean flatfish farms to international standards. Their use is expected to help flatfish farmers expand their exports and supply healthier fish to the global market.
저희는 그 특수 전기 분해 장치를 이용해서 그 생물 보안 양식이라는 방법을 개발을 했고, 그 세계 최초로 그 유수식 양식장에 적용을 해서 지금 뭐 폐사량도 줄이고, 그다음에 항생제 등도 안 쓰고 해갖고 가장 안전한 소비자 먹거리를 만들자고자 하는 차원에서 이 설비에 투자를 하게 되었습니다.
Flatfish is gaining popularity among consumers worldwide. Its light and tender taste is captivating the palates of more and more people in various parts of the globe.
네, 감사합니다. 안녕히 계세요. Flatfish is Korea's favorite fish to eat raw. The brilliant transformation of the Korean flatfish is not over yet.